Friends, I have some major news for you regarding Dead Island 2. Now everyone knows that this game was announced in 2014. It's being passed around from developer to developer, and it ultimately ended up at Dambuster Studios. Recently, Dambuster has been in the news as they are indeed hiring for Dead Island 2, but Dead Island 2 as a whole has been in the news because a little bit ago, insider Tom Henderson stated that the game would be releasing very soon, either at the end of 2022 or early 2023. According to his source, he did say that it will definitely be out by March of 2023, so a little less than a year from now. Well, recently, adding on to those claims, journalist and YouTuber Colin, who has a very good track record with his sources and insiders, also stated that the game may fully be revealed again sometime this summer and then released very shortly after that. The earliest that it could be released is September of this year. And with that said, let's go ahead and play that clip for you so you can see exactly what he had to say.
But Dead Island 2 looks like it's going to be re-revealed, and this was reported first, as you guys might recall, last month, or about 2 months ago actually, by Tom Henderson, who's I think going to come in just in a little while into the show. And he had said that maybe the game will be out by sometime next year. I have heard from a source that I trust that the game may be fully re-revealed sometime this summer and be released maybe shortly after that, by maybe September or October at the soonest. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But I thought that was really interesting, considering some of the Dead Island 2 movement we've been hearing. It seems like, Tom Henderson's a really reliable person, so that my news kind of, I think, puts the data a little bit more finely, but we'll see. So hopefully we will see more of Dead Island 2, which is on its third developer.
Based off of both Tom Henderson and Colin's claims, Dead Island 2 could actually be releasing very soon. The earliest we could be getting this game is in 5 months, which is actually crazy to think about. Like I said, it was announced nearly 8 years ago, and not much has exactly come out of it. The most that we've been hearing is how this game is being passed around from developer to developer. But like he did say, the game could be revealed this summer, so that makes me think, what and where exactly could we expect this to happen? Now, there are a couple places. Now, obviously, your first guess is probably going to be E3 2022. Well, that's been canceled, so scratch that off the list. That's not happening this year. But there are also some other gaming events that are occurring in the summer, such as the show from PC Gamer, the PC Gaming Show. This one I have mixed feelings about because the game is coming out on all platforms. It is possible, because it was leaked a while ago through some court documents, that Dead Island 2 may actually be an Epic Game Store exclusive when it comes to PC. So in addition to this game releasing on next-gen consoles, the game would reside on PC exclusively on the Epic Game Store for either a limited time or forever. But of course, let's wait. Let's hear what Deep Silver has to say about this. Let's wait to hear what Dambuster Studios has to say before jumping to conclusions. We also have Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, which typically occurs in July. A reveal at this event would be massive because the Summer Games Fest is meant for exactly that. It's a place for the game developers to showcase their work to the world, show off world premieres, and much more. Each year, the Summer Games Fest typically tends to get bigger and bigger. It kind of seems like it's taking over the place that E3 did hold at one point, because to be honest with you, E3 is kind of dying and it's slowly being pushed up, and with their cancellation this year, they're not going to be in the spotlight that much, or if any spotlight, as a matter of fact. Now, another big one that we have is the Future Game Show and also Gamescom. These two are massive for Dead Island 2, and it could very well be showcased here, especially for Gamescom. Gamescom occurs at the end of summer in August, and depending on this game's release, it may not be enough time for them to market the game. So if it releases in September, that would leave for about a month, October 2 months, and November 3 months. Why I think the chances of them going to Gamescom are pretty high is because Deep Silver, the publishers of Dead Island 2, actually went and revealed to the world the Saints Row reboot back in Gamescom of 2021. And while the response to that game has been all over the place, this does go to show that Deep Silver has in the past reignited some of their old IPs under the helm of Gamescom. Gamescom, for those of you that don't know, It's a massive event held every year overseas, and it just makes sense for it to occur there. So taking all of this information into account, I think the highest chance is most likely Gamescom or Summer Games Fest, but if I had to put my money on it, I would say Gamescom. Now, another thing to mention too is that Dead Island and Deep Silver could not attend any of these events and just do their own thing. That could very well happen. But I think with a game like this, in a situation that's currently unfolding in front of us, the game's been in development hell. It's being passed around to many developers, and it would just make sense for Deep Silver to want to put as many eyes on the project as possible. They want to get people interested again about Dead Island 2, and attending some of the events that we mentioned makes perfect sense. Good old marketing 101, friends. Just start attending a bunch of events and get people hyped about your game. I mean, they could go one step further, showcase it on their own YouTube channel and social media platforms, and then just start attending every single one of those events that we just listed. That would be amazing. That would be one hell of a way to reignite hype into a game that so many think is just gone. That fan base is dropping off like flies, and they need as much help as they can get. Like, just think about it. How many people pre-ordered this game and then just forgot about it? I've had this shit pre-ordered since 2015 on an Xbox One. I don't even have an Xbox One anymore. But it will be interesting to see what the future of Dead Island 2 holds for us. And it'll also be really good for a lot of you Dying Light 2 fans out there, because to be honest, Techland needs some good old competition. Looking back at it, Techland knocked it out of the park with the original Dying Light. Looking back at that game over the past few years with the support that they poured into it, it was a slam dunk. Dying Light 2, however, it's off to a rocky start. Many, including myself, consider it a disappointment and is very underwhelming. Techland kinda has the crazy, janky zombie game market locked down right now, so adding in some extra competition will really go and benefit both fans from each franchise. Honestly, it's gonna go and give Techland a little pep to their step when it comes to developing content, DLCs, more endgame activities, because it is lacking in that department right now. Game is broken for a lot of people, and there's not a lot of endgame stuff to do in this game at this moment. All I'm saying is that competition is good. You want competition like this to happen. It will benefit both sides, like we said earlier. Techland at one point were the ones developing the Dead Island franchise, and now they moved over to Dying Light fully, so it'll also be interesting to see what Deep Silver does with the IP. Is it going to live up to expectations? Is it going to be a good game? Is it going to be a stinky poo-poo game because Techland is not the ones behind it? We're going to have to wait and see for that. How are the audiences going to react? How is the community going to react? Are people from Dying Light going to go and move over to Dead Island 2 if it's a better game? And also vice versa. All of this is to go and get your brain going. I'm a big fan of both franchises. I really want to see what Deep Silver can come up with and if it delivers. I did actually go and play the leaked alpha build from 2015 a little bit ago, and it is enjoyable. Granted, it is broken, but you can see somewhat of a vision of a game that may come out. And I want to see what that future looks like. I want to see what happens with Dead Island 2. What do you guys think about all this information? Are you excited for Dead Island 2? Do you not care about Dead Island 2? Are you only going to play Dying Light? Comment down below, let me know. I'd be happy to read all of your thoughts. But with all of that said, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to go ahead and see more Dead Island 2 content from me, you can click on these videos right here, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.